Hellblade boo, it's me, or maybe not Horizon, not Zero Dawn, and hearing all these voices graphics are at first. Whether you're on the PC or the PS4, the fact is that almost all times Hellblade looks absolutely fantastic. And that can even be when you are strongest danger clause in the normal third person mode, is you are taking through various real, maybe not so real lands in your journey through crazy land. The game just looks fantastic with an attention to detail to not only the atmospheric way in which the levels are going to be presented, as this isn't really an open world title, it is linear levels, but also in the way the game's puzzles and just the overall presentation is done. From the Alice in Wonderland mirrors that show you one thing look in one way in something completely different the other, to the floating runners that explain the world as you explore and try to puzzle your way through in it. Now texture work and geometry work are both really fantastic regardless if you are on the PC or the PS4, and with the PS with an i7 at 4.2 and at 1080 I was able to do 4K at 30 FPS mostly solid, but I switched it to 1440p with everything cranked to get 16 frames per second, as some of the more powerful post-processing effects really did it up. A lot of the frame rate here sadly so Hellblade cannot escape its own demons first. The popping in some places is atrocious, like Senua is forgetting. The grass should be there and remind catches up is like, oh yeah, right now happens a great deal all the time and in the many of the areas, and while much of that can be forgiven, as I got to admit, the levels are incredibly detailed and stylized. Really excellent paths in vertically, and just overall design it is still noticed. Also the frame rate again was a bit spotty from time to time, no matter what settings or what platform it was actually on overall, so I have to say this Hellblade set a spectacular tone, and while some may think, hey, is not this Horizon Zero Dawn Part 2, I just say listen, just because two female protagonists painted up like a bad pair 1919s 10-inch forwards and they are running through the grasslands. Does not actually mean it's trying to be like that other game. Also special kudos, the enemies are fantastic in their design and some of them are downright high on the creep factor, just really good throughout sound, music and voice. And of course in the audio category, let's do music first. Now this I felt was just okay. I mean, we have to understand it is ambition affairs with far more of a horror vibe than say an action packet from us across a prehistoric dinosaur land. This isn't that it's a dark and detail about doing absolutely freaking insane, and the music somber tones were incredibly well done for this, and I love the instrument choice. A game like this really has to know when to push forward sonically and when it should sort of stick back. And if anything, Hellblade nails it. I like the instrument choice, I like the overall sounds that they use, but it's the end. If anything, it's not really surprised voice, you know, this is actually phenomenal and demonstrate it actually probably should be the fact. If the game hinges on its voices, and if they weren't performed absolutely perfectly, this would be akin to a female versions of the Joker with a sword she bought from one of those cigar shops. Instead, it's absolutely a descent into a darkness of people's beings, and everyone you hear from or meet is fantastic, from those you meet right up front like the shame and possibly friend, maybe not a friend, who morphs into view at the moments. Notice to later characters and even the spiritual guides you are going to meet along the way. The fact that this not so overstated is also welcomed, and while seeing UI has one hell of a journey throughout, at times it can also be a little bit talkative. In the end, I think it is trying to do that, and I think it nails it really well. Got performance, the sound, so this is particular utilized binaural sound which we have only seen in less played a handful of games. The use of atmospherics combined with puzzle work is incredible, and I admit it is once again probably the best example. Just going batshit crazy. The effect is so binaural sound is where it's at when you have headphones and you just use from them. For the game, as the audio presentation is noticeably improved with headphones versus speakers, it's just really fantastic work. I think this is a very good game. So press like this video.